Good evening, Titans. This is Mr. Sturts. We're now on lesson 7.4, solving polynomial equations in factored form. So open up your notebooks, your student journals, wherever you take notes, and we'll get moving. Take a minute to write down these 4 vocabulary words. First one is factored form. That's the form that all of our polynomials are going to be in for this section. Second one is the zero product property. We'll talk about that property here on the next slide. And then we have roots and repeated roots. And these are the solutions to our polynomial equations. Alright, so take a minute, write those 4 vocab words down, and then we'll get moving. Our one core concept is zero product property. Okay, and what this property states is that if the product of 2 real numbers is 0, so 2 numbers multiplied together, the product is 0, then at least one of the numbers has to be 0. Okay, and where they say algebra there is if A and B are real numbers, and A times B is 0, then we know either A or B is 0. So if we have some number A times some number B and they equal 0, well, let's say A was 3, we know B then has to be 0 in order for us to get 0 as our answer. Okay, if B is 3, then we know A has to be 0. One of the 2 numbers has to be 0. Okay, and that's our core concept. That's what we're going to kind of base this section off of. Alright, so to solve this equation, we're going to use that zero product property. We have our polynomial here. What we need to do is set each term equal to 0. So we have 2x is equal to 0. We're actually solving 2 separate equations here. 2x is equal to 0, and x minus 4 is equal to 0. What we're trying to get is our roots. Our roots are our solution to this polynomial. So now if we solve for x, divide by 2, we're going to do the opposite operation. So 0 divided by 2 is 0. Okay, one of our roots is 0. And the other one, solving for x, simple. One-step equation there. Add 4, x is equal to 4. So our 2 roots are 4 and 0. Okay, if we were to plug in both of those would work. They would both give us 0. Alright, B. Again, set both terms equal to 0 and solve. X minus 3 is equal to 0, and x minus 9 is equal to 0. Alright, again, simple one-step equation. Just add 3. X equals 3. And that should be an x there. And add 9. Add 9. X equals 9. Alright, our 2 roots, 3 and 9. If we were to plug in 3 and 9, we would get our answer of 0. Okay, if we were to go back and check our answer. Alright, a couple more examples here. We'll run through these real quick. We need to, again, use that zero product property. We're going to set each set of parentheses equal to 0. Okay, so what we have is 2x plus 7 is equal to 0. And 2x minus 7 is equal to 0. So let's go ahead and solve. If we subtract 7 on both sides, we're left with 2x equals a negative 7. Divide by 2, x equals negative 7 halves. That's one of our roots. And our other one, we're going to add 7 this time. We're going to do the opposite operation. We're left with 2x equals 7. Again, divide by 2. And x equals 7 halves. So our roots, we have a negative 7 halves and a positive 7 halves. Alright, we'll give us some room here. And we'll work through B. Okay, part B shows x minus 1 squared. Now we talked about this previously in class. If we were to expand that, really what that is x minus 1 times x minus 1 equals 0. So if we were to go ahead and solve this, we need to set both of those equal to 0. Now some of us might already be able to tell that we might have a repeated root here. If both of them are x minus 1 equals 0, if we add 1, we're going to get x equals 1. And again, add 1. We're also going to get x equals 1. Okay, so this is what we call a repeated root. Okay, it's the same root over again. That's the only root, that's the only solution, only number we can plug in to get our answer of 0. Alright, now let's do this last example here. Okay, again, we'll give us some room. Let's go ahead and work C. We have 3 terms here. Okay, 3 separate terms, trinomial. we're going to set them all equal to 0. So we have x plus 1 equals 0. We have x minus 3 equals 0. And we have x minus 2 equals 0. So go ahead and solve for x. So we'll subtract 1. One of our roots is x equals negative 1. Next one, let's go ahead and add 3. X equals 3. There's another root. And our last one, add 2. Add 2, x equals 2. Okay, this one we actually have 3 roots. There are 3 numbers we can plug in there to get our solution to be 0. Okay, and what we're really looking for is what we can plug in for x to get 0 in one of those parentheses. If we get 0, let's say we're going to plug in that negative 1 here. If this is 0, well, 0 times anything is going to be 0. So no matter what number we get in here, let's say we just get a 2 and a 3 for some reason. 0 times 2 is 0. So 0 times 3 is 0, and we get our answer. And that's what we're really trying to find. We're trying to find a 0.